You think you need more to be happy, more success, more money, more recognition, but what if the reason you feel empty is because you already have too much? Too much noise, too many distractions, too many things stealing your peace. No one ever told you this, but minimalism isn't about owning less. It's about needing less. And once you master that, your mind becomes quiet, powerful, free. Today, I'll reveal the 21 irrefutable laws to master the minimalist mindset. Laws that will declutter your thoughts, your habits, and your entire life. Law 1. The law of inner space. Your outer world is just a mirror of your inner space. When your mind is cluttered, your environment follows. You keep buying, collecting, chasing, trying to fill a void that can't be filled with things. Minimalism starts inside you. It's cleaning the mental room before touching the physical one. Sit in silence. Listen to your thoughts. Let go of what doesn't serve you. When your mind becomes spacious, peace enters, and everything else falls into order. Law 2. The law of intentional choices. Every yes you say has a hidden no. When you say yes to distractions, you say no to peace. When you say yes to everything, you say no to what truly matters. Minimalism isn't about removing things. It's about removing confusion. Before buying, speaking, or reacting, ask, does this add value to my life? Intentional choices build clarity, and clarity is the most expensive luxury in the modern world. Law 3. The law of mental decluttering. You can clean your house 100 times and still live in chaos if your mind is messy. The real clutter is invisible. Thoughts, regrets, fears, what ifs. They pile up quietly until you can't breathe. That's why you must declutter your mind as fiercely as you clean your desk. Start with one thing: silence. Turn off notifications, close the extra tabs. Write your thoughts, not to fix them, but to free them. Minimalism of the mind isn't about emptiness. It's about focus. When you stop feeding every thought, you discover a new kind of wealth, presence. And from that place, everything becomes lighter. You don't lose control, you gain direction. That's the true meaning of mastering the minimalist mindset. Law 4. The law of silent priorities. You can't do everything, and that's not failure, that's wisdom. Minimalism teaches you to protect what truly matters, in silence. You don't need to announce your plans or defend your pace. When you stop explaining, you start living. Each day, ask yourself, what would make today meaningful? Not busy, but meaningful. Then do only that. When you protect your time from noise, you find your peace in quiet victories. Silence isn't emptiness. It's focus in its purest form. Law 5. The law of emotional ownership. You own too many emotions that aren't yours. Other people's expectations, judgments, and chaos live rent-free in your heart. But minimalism isn't only physical, it's emotional discipline. You learn to carry only what belongs to you. Someone criticizes you, that's their weight. Don't pick it up. Someone disappoints you, let it pass through, not stay within. Emotional minimalism is freedom. When you stop carrying unnecessary pain, your heart becomes light enough to love again. Law 6. The law of enough. You've been programmed to believe that enough is never enough, that you need one more goal, one more raise, one more upgrade. But enough isn't the enemy of ambition. It's the foundation of peace. When you know you already have enough, gratitude replaces greed. You no longer chase to feel alive. You live to feel aligned. Minimalism begins the moment you stop asking for more and start appreciating what is. Law 7. The law of invisible wealth. The richest people I've met didn't wear luxury. They wore peace. They owned less but lived more. They had time to breathe, space to think, and hearts that didn't depend on things to feel full. Invisible wealth is the freedom to wake up without pressure, to enjoy your morning coffee without rushing, to look around and feel grateful instead of behind. That's the kind of wealth minimalism creates, not one you can show, but one you can feel. And maybe that's why so few chase it, because it doesn't look impressive on the outside. But when you stop trying to impress and start trying to feel alive, life transforms. If this message makes sense to you, take a second to like this video, not for me, but to remind yourself that you're choosing peace over noise. That's your first step toward invisible wealth. Law 8. The law of simple habits. Complicated lives are built on complicated habits. You don't need a 5-hour morning routine to change your life. You just need consistency in simple things. Wake up earlier, drink water, breathe before reacting. Say no when your body says no. Small habits compound into a peaceful life. That's the secret everyone ignores. Because simple doesn't sell, but it works. When you simplify your habits, you simplify your emotions. And that's how minimalism moves from your schedule into your soul. Law 9. The law of digital silence. Your phone is the new clutter. Every beep, every scroll, every notification steals a little of your focus and your soul. You think you're staying connected, but you're slowly disconnecting from yourself. Digital minimalism is not about deleting everything. It's about reclaiming your attention. Unfollow chaos. Mute noise. Schedule silence. When you stop being available to everyone, you become available to yourself. Protect your attention like it's gold, because it is. That's how you turn your screen time into soul time. Law 10. The law of delayed desire. The world trains you to want fast, to buy now, to get it today. But real satisfaction grows in patience. Minimalists understand that desire loses power when you give it time. Wait 24 hours before buying. Breathe before reacting. You'll see that most wants fade. They were never needs. Discipline is the art of waiting without fear. Because what you truly need will never rush you. The rest is noise dressed as urgency. Law 11. The law of value alignment. Minimalism without values is just an empty room. You can throw everything away and still feel lost, because meaning doesn't come from what you remove, but from what remains. Align your life with your core values, not with trends. If peace matters to you, stop chasing chaos. If love matters, stop holding grudges. When your actions match your beliefs, you no longer live in conflict. You live in truth, and truth is the purest form of minimalism. Law 12. The law of energy protection. Not everyone deserves your energy. You can't live a minimalist life if you keep giving your time, attention, and peace to people who drain it. Minimalism is also emotional filtration, protecting your energy as if it were sacred currency. Every conversation, every room, every commitment either fills or empties you. Ask yourself, does this bring light or take it? Learn to walk away without anger, to rest without guilt, to choose solitude over noise. Protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's survival. The world will always ask for more of you, but you're not here to be consumed. You're here to create space for peace, clarity, and love to grow. And the fewer people who understand that, the freer you'll become. That's the quiet strength behind every minimalist mind. Less drama, more energy, deeper life. Law 13. The law of presence over possession. You can't experience life if you're too busy collecting it. Photos, items, memories, all trying to prove you lived instead of just living. Minimalism reminds you, presence is the highest possession. The ability to be here, now, not stuck in the past or chasing the next. Put your phone down, feel the air, taste your coffee, look into someone's eyes. That's wealth no one can buy. Because when you truly live the moment, you realize nothing physical can compete with peace. Law 14. The law of emotional detachment. Letting go doesn't mean you don't care. It means you finally understand that some things aren't meant to stay. You can't hold peace and control at the same time. Minimalism is learning to release what no longer grows with you. Forgive to free yourself, not to justify the past. Detach with love, not resentment. Because when you stop gripping what's fading, your hands open for what's coming. That's the art of emotional minimalism. Release and receive more than you imagined. Law 15. The law of quiet confidence. Minimalism gives you a power that doesn't shout. You no longer need to prove your worth. You simply know it. Quiet confidence isn't arrogance. It's peace in motion. You stop competing, comparing, explaining. You let your presence speak for you. Because when you're aligned with your values and needs, validation becomes irrelevant. True strength isn't loud, it's calm, certain, grounded. That's the kind of energy that builds unshakable lives. Law 16, the law of space before action. Between stimulus and response, there's a sacred space, and that's where wisdom lives. Minimalists learn to pause before reacting, to breathe before deciding. You don't rush to fix or control everything. You observe, and that observation saves you from chaos. That small pause turns anger into patience, fear into clarity. Every time you create space before acting, you're practicing spiritual minimalism. Less impulse, more intention. Law 17, the law of mindful consumption. Minimalism isn't only about what you buy, it's about what you feed your mind. Every video, every conversation, every book is food for your thoughts. Most people live mentally obese, overfed with noise, undernourished with truth. But you can choose differently. Consume what inspires creation, not comparison. Watch what grows your soul, not your ego. Guard your inputs, because they silently build your mindset. The minimalist mind doesn't starve, it curates. It chooses quality over quantity, in thoughts, in food, in relationships. That's how you evolve into clarity. Minimalism of the mind isn't boring, it's powerful. And if you've reached this point, take a moment to breathe deeply. You're not just watching a video, you're reprogramming your reality, one mindful choice at a time. Law 18, the law of purposeful work. Minimalism isn't laziness, it's direction. You don't do less to escape effort, you do less to do better. Every task, every project, every goal must serve a purpose beyond the paycheck. Ask yourself, is this building me or draining me? Meaningful work doesn't exhaust, it expands. When you align your effort with your essence, success feels lighter, not heavier. That's when productivity becomes peace, not pressure. Law 19, the law of honest boundaries. You can't live simply if your yes always means, I don't want to disappoint. Minimalism teaches courage, the courage to disappoint others to remain loyal to yourself. Boundaries aren't walls, they're filters for peace. Say no with kindness, but with firmness. Protect your calendar, your sleep, your attention. If you don't defend your peace, chaos will rent your life for free. Boundaries don't push people away. They teach them how to love you right. Law 20, the law of grateful stillness. The more still you become, the more you see. Life's beauty hides in silence, in moments that rushers never notice. Gratitude grows when you slow down enough to feel the miracle of being alive. You stop chasing meaning and start discovering it, quietly, in simple things. Minimalism brings you back to the rhythm of peace. Because joy isn't in the next achievement, it's in the breath you're taking right now. Law 21, the law of lasting fulfillment. Fulfillment doesn't come from more, it comes from meaning. You've chased success, status, validation. And yet, something always felt missing. That's because happiness built on more always needs another dose. But when you live with less, you begin to feel again. You enjoy the sunrise without thinking of the photo. You listen without planning your reply. You work, love, rest, not to prove, but to live. Lasting fulfillment is quiet, deep, and unshakable. It's knowing that who you are is already enough. So protect your peace, simplify your space, reclaim your time. Because when you master the minimalist mindset, life finally becomes light, not because you have less, but because you are more. If one of these laws spoke to you, comment below which one hit the deepest. Give this video a like, and subscribe for more lessons that bring peace to your mind and power to your life.